Hi guys, welcome to Soul's No Evolution. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. This is going to be your timeless tarot for whenever it is that you're tuning into the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. Now I'm going to apologise for the noise. I've just sat down to do this reading and I don't know what the fuck is going on next door or outside my back garden, but there's a whole lot of noise, so I hope it's not too loud. But we're going to be using the Psychic Tarot to pull some clarifiers, and then we'll jump in with the main tarot. Ooh, financial and material changes. That's like the Five of Pentacles. And then we've got Shadow, which is the Moon. Financial and material changes. You know what? Just from the I don't know, the symbolism on those cards. Let's see what's at the bottom. Hope. Right, okay, that's the star. Right, yeah. We've got this hand that's like outstretched. And then we've got the same person, their shadow, their reflection, the light and the dark, kind of grasping. I don't know if that's a scepter, I don't know, but that royalty usually hold that thing. It's like giving me passing the baton in a relay race. And it almost feels like, and I don't know why, it almost feels like to me that the shadow is passing the baton to the same guy, but in the light version. So it's like your shadow and your higher self. So it may be that there's been some sort of healing to aspects of your shadow that have had you in this Five of Pentacles energy. Whether that's, you know, feeling abandoned or in an energy of lack. And because it's called financial and material changes, I feel that you passing the baton is you sort of recognizing that your shadow is also part of this race. It's not a race that you can run without aspects of your shadow. So this feels like a real acceptance of your shadow here. And for some of you, you may have put yourself in this position of isolation or financial lack, or where there's been no support, whether that's within friendships or family or relationships or work. You could have given up you could have given up a job, you know, by saying, you know what, I deserve more than what I was getting, and then put yourself in a position where you didn't have that much money, but you were telling the universe that you didn't want to do what you were doing. You could have put yourself in isolation or on your own because you left a previous relationship partner. And I feel it was your shadow that was helping you to do that. You could have put yourself in this, like I say, this position of lack or being on your own, whether it was a family situation, a friend situation, whatever, because what you were being given made you feel isolated or on your own anyway. And I feel that because you've been through something with your shadow here, this is the strangest reading, you've been through something with your shadow that your shadow is now satiated. It's like, all right, you did this for me. Now that we're in unison, now that we're in harmony, it's time for me to pass the baton to your light. And then look what comes in. Your wish fulfillment. This is so weird. So it's like you almost had to go through that energy of, you know, not having enough or being isolated, being on your own, abandoning yourself in effect so that you could heal, because the Hope is the Star card in effect. So that you could heal, that you could call on an inner strength. Whether that was the financial inner strength, the resourcefulness, if you've given up a job or you had deliberately took a pay cut because you didn't like what you were doing, you didn't feel as though they were valuing you in that previous position. There's a healing that happened and a coming back together of the self, which is sort of happening now. And I love it because I only just noticed, but this has got card 17 and then 18. So this is exactly it, a coming back into harmony, with yourself, which is what is going to usher in now these financial and material changes. Wow. Right, show me more about this story, Spirit. Show me more about this message. Three of Swords. Well, that was you, almost like, let me carry on, because I know what I want to say. That one? Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands. The World. Yeah, exactly. This is what you, like, isolated yourself for. You took yourself out of the running. You took yourself out of the race. Whether in a relationship, I don't want to keep saying it, in work, something, you took yourself out of the race because you needed to heal here. You needed to close out an old cycle. Yes. You needed to connect with spirit. As I was saying with this hope energy, it's healing. It's receiving guidance. Seeing the clarity or truth of a situation so that you can heal from it. So I feel that you took yourself out of the race here so that you could heal this Three of Swords energy, this pain associated with your past. May have been the pain associated with an abandonment that the initial source wound, so to speak. Because if you were sort of having abandonment things, or people abandon you, whether in work, family, relationship, reflected to you in your adult life, there was a source wound that you hadn't tended to. All those people were just reflecting back to you what you needed to heal. So I feel that you took yourself out of the race so that you could heal it. Queen of Cups in the reverse position. It's an imbalance or an unstable emotional energy, whether your own or someone else's. The Shadow is the Moon card. So we're dealing with watery energy there, about your feelings, emotions, your heart space. Queen of Cups is exactly the same energy. It's actually Cancer energy, which is linked back to the 4th house. So this could have been pain associated with the home or a family, the matriarch, with children or parents. It's that kind of dynamic. So put it where it fits. It could also be a relationship partner or somebody that you've created a home or a family with. But I feel as though you took yourself out of the running so you could heal this emotional pain. Now, there could have been people in and out of your life, like I say, in this Knight of Wands energy. It can be seen as like a player energy. I'm trying to see how that would be associated if this is like a work scenario or, you know, something like that. Because it's not always going to be love for everybody. But this is an action taker. And I say it's usually called the player because it's like the Knight of Wands has lots of ideas. They like to be here. They like to be there. They don't really want to settle down or commit. They like to be on the move. But there's something that you brought to a close here. You learned a fundamental lesson. You learnt a fundamental lesson, and something was brought to, you know, your attention for you to heal it, finally heal it. Yeah, we've got that clarity. For some of you, this could have been your own shadow that was running amok in your own life. Emotionally, like I say, a bit flippant, a bit here and there, a bit non-committal. It depends. This could be an external energy or your own internal energy that you were healing. It's going to be different for everyone. Right, show me the Three of Swords. Oh my God, I've just bent the fucking card. Right, yeah, you were healing a pain that you were holding on to, or you need to heal a pain that you're still holding on to. I don't know where you're going to be on the timeline. Some of you are coming out the other side of this now with the hope, the healing. Others of you are about to enter into this closing out of a cycle. But there's a pain of the past that you've been holding on to, like I say, that initial wounding, however that showed up for you. And the fact that I bent the card when it came out, I feel as though this really left a mark. It left a mark on you, and it may be that which you're sort of holding on to, causing confusion. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's an injustice. An injustice that happened, something that was very unfair. It could have been a legal situation for some of you. An injustice that you had to deal with, people taking advantage of you. So this could be family taking advantage of you, or an imbalance in relation to a family dynamic or situation that had you out of whack or in pain in some way. Right, show me the Knight of Wands. Why is this energy here? Show me. Oh my goodness. Right, I don't want to burn my hair again. Ace of Pentacles. Right, and there was another one here. Where did it go? I swear two cards came out. 1 minute. I can only see one, but I swear it felt like two cards shot out, and I'm going to have to go through the whole deck when I finish this reading just to make sure that there isn't one hiding somewhere. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Right, okay, so this is what I was talking about, because the Ace of Pentacles is that stable, committed, solid energy, and then the Knight of Wands is that flighty, here, there and everywhere, doesn't want to ground something, doesn't want to commit to something. So it may be because of this pain that you were holding on to, or an injustice that had happened, that you were in this Knight of Wands energy yourself. But because you're passing, because it's so funny, because this Knight of Wands is holding like this big ass stick, which is the same big ass stick that the shadow is handing to the higher self now. So it could be you were in a very non-committal energy because you were going through something. Like I say, you were healing something. But as you sort of transition from, you know, living out of your shadow into living out of your light, I feel that there's a commitment or some solid new beginning that's being presented to you. We've got the Five of Wands under that. Competition, jealousy. It's dysfunction. Dysfunction. Right, show me the world. Oh my god, these fucking cards keep going and they keep landing in the same damn spot. 1 minute. Six of Cups reversed. Wow, look at that. And then the Eight of Cups. Exactly. You're closing out this cycle. So where you start off this reading, or, you know, wherever this is going to be the beginning point for you holding on to this pain, by the end of the reading, you're closing a cycle out that's associated with your past, with the Six of Cups in the reversed. It's like you're letting go of the sentimentality. You're letting go of the rose-coloured glasses. You're letting go of the, you know, the feeling of being connected to the past, emotionally speaking. And you're moving on. You're walking away. It's like you're closing this cycle out for good and you're moving on. Right, what's at the bottom of the deck now? The Six of Pentacles. And look at that. That is what kicks off the material, financial and material changes. This is the Five of Pentacles. The bottom of the deck now is the Six of Pentacles. So we're progressing. We're progressing now that we've let go. Because if we hold on too tightly to anything, money, finances, people, it's like our hands aren't open for us to receive anything new or anything more. And then that's how we end up in the Five of Pentacles in the fucking first place, where the coins or the people that we were holding on with a death grip to, they either leave our life, they abandon us, they walk out. We started off talking about that abandonment energy at the beginning. And now in the Five of Pentacles, that's the hand is what was talking to me. So your hand is now empty because you can't hold on to that stuff anymore. So you had to let it go. And then look at this. We've got so many hands references talking to me today. So if we go from the open, outstretched hand of the Five of Pentacles, because you can't hold on to what you once were holding on to. Now you have nothing but healing. You have nothing but hope. You have nothing but faith. This would be you accepting help from other people, from spirit, from whoever. And now your healed hands can accept financial prosperity. The changes that you wanted to make are actually now beginning to come in because you're closing out this cycle that you were holding on to, that your hands were, you know, grasping to and weren't allowing you to hold on to anything else. It's absolutely fascinating. Right. Do I want to clarify with any of these? Let me use this deck. Right, do we have any more messages for the collective? Do we have any more messages for the collective? We've got Father here. It's so funny because I said that where was I? The Queen of Cups in reverse was Cancer energy. That's the fourth house energy, which is all the maternal stuff. Then we've got the Father, which which is Capricorn energy. So it very well could be, like I said, a family dynamic between mother and father of your children, because that landed on top of there, that was a player. So it could be a relationship for some people. We've got the Death, but it's bringing a permanent end to that. It may be, it's so funny because this is Sagittarius energy, the Knight of Wands. And then the child on the father card is holding a bow and arrow, and that's the symbol of Sagittarius, the sign. And the father's pointing over at this. So maybe this is learned behaviour. You may have learned to be non-committal or in and out, not focus in on one thing to grow this new beginning, this stable foundation from a paternal or fatherly energy. This is a card 13, reduces down to 4, which goes back to the masculine, the Emperor. So we definitely are looking at a very dysfunctional family dynamic here. Right, any final messages? Yeah, and I start shuffling, but we had the Death at the bottom, and that's a permanent end. A permanent end, right. And we've got the Body, yeah, looking below the surface. Looking below the surface at the inner workings of all of this. Looking below the surface at the inner workings. Yeah, that's what you're required to do if you're in the midst of this. Some of you may have already done this. But you've got to look at how upbringing, influence, family dynamic has an effect on you in the here and now, and start to rework that, pick it apart. Like I say, get below the surface, do the shadow work. Basically, that's what that card's there for. Do the shadow work that's going to release you from this situation. Right, I'm going to leave that there, so I'm going to go pick up Safi, but I hope you managed to get something from this. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.